What is up? What's going on? Joe here, Radio 690 ADV. Welcome to the Thursday podcast. Thanks for stopping in. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget, you can catch us on all platforms. YouTube.com/690ADV. That's for all of our video. We also syndicate our podcasts over there. And you can also catch us on iTunes and Spotify, Spreaker, iHeartRadio, all those. So anyway, thanks for stopping in, being part of it, and helping out with the 690 ADV, because the 690 ADV is us. It is not one person. It is something that I have thought about for quite some time. It's just a need that I feel is out there. I just think it's needed. I think we need a place to go to that's not saturated, full, people that are full of themselves and people that, just know everything. It's really cool because it's taking a while, but it is growing, and it's going to be awesome when we get there, because it's already awesome now. It just, I want to just cut out all the middle stuff. So today's podcast is social media and motorcycle riders. And this is not for everybody. And I'm not calling one person out, or I'm not calling a group out, or an individual, or this is pointed at one person or anything like that. It's just something that I see all the time. Is social media is, it has its place. I really do feel it has its place, but I also feel that it's coming to an age that I like to call it internet muscles, internet education, internet smart, internet know-it-all, internet, all that stuff, or even your smartphone. So either or, that's pretty much it. And, in the day and the age of that, and that's where we're at, and that's where then, and we're here. It's going to be like this from here on out. So with that being said, with the social media presence, Instagram, Facebook, Reddit, YouTube, even podcasts, it's so funny, no matter where you go and no matter what you do. And maybe it's not just me, maybe it's you too, that you go out and you try to make a presence out in social media. You try to put some information out there, or you try to share something, or you're trying to get something across. It's so funny because back in the day, if you used to get with people or a group of people, or you'd meet people, because it's funny because when you're on your motorcycle and you're traveling and you're doing things and you run into people, other riders, people that don't ride, it's amazing how you can spark up a conversation and you can talk about all sorts of stuff, and you learn a little bit from them and they learn a little bit from you, and it's not just one-sided. And it feels as if everything has kind of gotten one-sided on social media and the internet. And if you think I'm wrong, put it down in the comments, of course, because this is going to be on YouTube. I just honestly think, and the other thing is it's so sad because, if you've even made it this far into this podcast or the video podcast, I'm shocked because, if people have the attention span, and Americans literally are the worst, and I'm sort of guilty myself, and I'm getting better about it, because now that I create and I build things and I do things and I make things from what other writers and people of the channel and subscribers and all that stuff, they give me ideas all the time, and it's really super cool, and it's what keeps me going, and it makes it so much fun. But we have the attention span of like a gnat. And it's so sad. It's so sad. And if you don't hit the mark with somebody within the first 5 seconds, you get something negative, is what I've noticed. And by what I mean by that is that, 90% of listeners or watchers or whatever, it's so funny. I did a podcast, and it was with a female rider, and she's a very good friend of mine. She's actually the wife of a friend of mine. And I made a post on Facebook, and as I like to call fake book, because Facebook is so ridiculous. It's so blown out. And most people don't even realize it. Everybody thinks that they have all this knowledge and all these things, and Facebook makes them a genius. But there are tons of guys out there. I like to call the guys that know everything, that no matter what you post, they're 90%ers. They're 90% of what you see, but there are 10% of people that are out there that are just awesome, fantastic. They're real. They're not trying to be something that they're not. They're not trying to pretend. They're not, trying to hide behind something. And half of these guys don't even ride. They don't even ride motorcycles. They're not part of anything. And if they were part of something and they acted the way that they acted on their social media, page, and the way that they do it and how they make comments and stuff, they'd probably get laid out in the general public, especially with some of the riders that I do. They wouldn't get 3 words out of what they type on their Facebook, and they would be looking straight up at the sky because they would have got knocked smooth out. And and it's in that day and age that, I'm to the point to where, I'm pretty much fed up with it, and hopefully you are too. And I'm not the only person out there. Put it down below, some comments or whatever, because that's really what it's about. It's about sparking conversation and getting it out there. The reason social media exists is so that you can actually be social in the environment with other people. And it's not about being bashing. Like if I make a video and I post it onto Facebook, it is to engage other riders. If it doesn't have anything to do that you even care about, then don't watch it. Don't watch it. Don't comment on it. Don't make whatever, and don't be rude, and don't do these things, because all it does is it just really makes you a douchebag. And people have nothing better to do most of the time because their life is so mundane and drabby and bad that they have nothing better to do than to sit there and create hate and unhappiness and all these things. And I just think it's so sad that it has come to that. And, and I'm not saying, oh, we all got to get along. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is that I just kind of wish that, if you don't like something, just, keep it to yourself. Just back out of the video or back out of the podcast, or stop listening to it, or stop watching it. But don't sit there and make hate comments and stuff like that, and all those types of things. But anyway, back to my Facebook post. I posted the link to the video podcast that I did, and man, did I get slayed. It was so sad. Because again, like I said, the 90%ers, people read the title and they already know what it's all about. They didn't watch it. They didn't listen to it. They didn't anything of it. All they wanted to do is just jump on the hate train, and they had it all figured out. I was a sexist. I hated women. I would be lucky if if a woman or a girl would get anywhere near me, or man, it was bad. And the thing is they didn't watch it. They didn't listen to it. They didn't anything with it. And the reason I know that is because there was 2 girls in the video podcast, and I know both of them, and it made no sense, the comments I got. And it just goes to show you how awful and how bad social media is. And I'm not trying to harp on it, but what I am trying to do is I'm trying to create a little bit of a buzz, or a little bit of some help from all of you guys out there. If you've even made it this far, I'd be shocked if half people even make it this far. But if you do, don't help me. Let's help everybody be just a little bit better. You know, if you were to sit there and speak or talk or hold yourself in that manner that you do in social media and some of the things that you say, you know, I'm 48 years old. I don't know how old you are, but, you know, if you were back in the day, how would you be treated if you spoke like that? Or if you acted like that, or if you handled your business like that? I mean, I can rattle it all off. You'd have no friends. You'd have nothing. I mean, you'd have absolutely nothing. You would probably live under a bridge. I mean, you'd be probably one of the most hated people. And they try to justify themselves in the way that they are. And what they do is they just keep going back and forth, because the thing is it's not that you're face to face. You're not face to face like you and I are sitting here and we're doing things. It has nothing to do with that. They have all the time in the world. So what they do is they get on, they do their little bit of research, and then bam-o, they copy and paste something from a website or an article or something like that to try to justify what they're talking about. And it's oh my God, it's so sad. It is just so sad. And I just feel that, you know, that's really, kind of one of the things, and it's not just social media. Social media is huge with that. It's, you know, even out on the deal on how people hold themselves and how their demeanor and how they you can be judged just by being looked at or going into a motorcycle dealership. Because really this is motorcycle talk. This is not, you know, we're talking about, you know, mattresses and clothes. I mean, this is motorcycle talk, but just how things are done out in the real world in social media. If you've made it this far into the podcast and you're still listening, and I hope you're listening, and I love feedback and I love emails, 690adv@gmail.com. Any topics, anything that you'd like for me to maybe talk about or shoot a podcast or even do a video on, you know, maybe a bike or something like that, and do something for you, I'd be happy to do it. And as long as I can do it and make it, you know, to where it's at least somewhat good to watch, I guess, you know, or listen to. But, you know, if you don't know the story of the 690 ADV and how it all came about, well, I've been riding since I was a little kid, and then I got out of riding and I got separated from it from a long time. Well, a good friend got me back into riding, and I can't thank him. I couldn't thank him to the day I die, you know, for getting me back into riding, because it's brought back so much happiness and so much awesome things that are out there. And I've met so many amazing, fantastic, awesome people. And that's really the cool thing. But I've also seen a lot too on these motorcycles, and it's not just girls, it's guys too. And it's kids, and young men and women that, you know, I've seen it at dealerships. I've seen it on the road. I've seen it at motorcycle stores, and just the way people kind of get treated a little bit here and there. And, you know, and it doesn't matter, because this is going on YouTube and it's going to be on iTunes and all those. It'll get syndicated to Facebook or Fake Book or Stupid Book, whatever you want to call it. And I'm sure that people will be like, oh, it's not like it, but it really is. You know, if you're in denial, you're in denial. I mean, I'm sorry that that's the way it is, but that's truly the reality. And I'm not saying that it happens every day, but I have seen it. So the reason that 690 ADV exists, if you don't know what 690 ADV stands for, 690 is because I own a 690. ADV is because I like to adventure. So it's not a 690 ADV adventure bike. That's what it was built around. That has nothing to do with that. It's just 690. Because I have a 690R, and I love to adventure camp, and I like to adventure ride. I like to do those things. I know that you see me riding around town and stuff like that. Well, you know what? I have a day job. I work. I'm just like everyone else. I'm not sponsored by anybody. I'm not a billionaire. I have to pay for the things that I want. I don't really make anything on YouTube, you know, that everybody thinks I'm just raking in all this money. You know, you go see Everride and all these other guys that are out there. If you follow them, Cycle Cruiser and stuff, you know, they make a little money, make no mistake, you know, and they've got a following, and it's really pretty cool. I follow those guys too, you know, Fort9. I mean, there's a bunch of guys, you know, Jake the Garden Snake, he lives here in Dallas, Texas. And, you know, and most of those guys are just down to earth, super cool guys, but that's not the case for everybody. And, but at the end of the day, if I was to shake out the amount of time that I put into all this stuff that I do and what I have, I think I make like 32 cents an hour. If you really want to know, I've ran the numbers. I own my own company. And so, I kind of know how that stuff works. So, I think it's like 32 cents is what I'm averaging right now per hour that I'm doing all this stuff. It's not very much. And, believe it or not, I've been doing it for a year and a half, and what little I make, I put right back into the channel with cameras, microphones, editing software, GoPros, motorcycle stuff, and then the things that I give away on my giveaway stuff, guess what? I pay for it out of my own pocket. So it wasn't given to me or that stuff. I'd love to do reviews and test stuff and then give that stuff away. One day, that's exactly how it's going to be. I'm going to get it, I'm going to test it, and then I'm going to give it to you guys. We're just going to raffle it off. We're just going to give it away. So, but that's the direction it's going to go. So, but that being said, like I said, I don't make a ton of dough, but back to the social media side of it. I call it, internet muscles and all that type of stuff. And I just think it's time for all of us to step up and start, putting people in their place and calling them out and, stepping on their toes a little bit, making them feel a little uncomfortable for the way that they're treating other people. Because I know other creators and I know other people. I mean, my wife, she's a creator. She does podcasts. She's part of a couple of different things, and me, I don't care. You can write whatever you want, but there's a lot of people out there that have great stories to tell, and people go and write these things, and you're never going to hear these stories because they are going to shy away because they can't handle it, because they really take it to heart and it really digs in. And I think that's crap. And I think these people are douchebags. And I think basically, in short, what it is I want to get to the point to where, when you want to post something and you want to do things, guess what? These social media platforms are made for you to go and make posts and to make topic and to make people have conversation, and not crappy conversation. If you don't want to be part of it, don't be part of it. But don't create something like a group or a channel or any of that type of stuff, and don't expect people to try to push their stuff out there. I get tired of people going, oh, well, that's not what they're like. Reddit, for instance, with that, you're not supposed to post that stuff here. Then what's it for? It's a motorcycle deal. I'm posting stuff about motorcycles. I'm trying to create conversation. I'm trying to get more people involved. I'm trying to get people to want to do Reddit and want to, talk about things and from, tips and stuff like that. And not only that, I'm trying to get your people to help my people and stuff like that and so forth, And if we all are part of that and we can all build on that, then we all really kind of win. That's my personal opinion. I don't know everything, but I do know a ton of stuff. I mean, I know a lot of stuff. I'm a research junkie. I can't help it. I find something interesting and I can't stop. It's like a good book, a good mystery novel for other people. Well, for me, it's motorcycles and gear and equipment and stuff like that. And that's the stuff that gets me going. I like that type of stuff. So, but, back to Reddit and Facebook and all that stuff, you put a post up there and man, it's just like you get slashed and slayed. And it's like, man, why does it got to be like that? Why does it have to be like that? Like I said, I would love for this to just, take off and go crazy and people buy into it and all that type of stuff and say, hey, you know what? 690 said exactly that. And I felt that way for a long time and you're a douchebag. This whole thing is a douchebag and I'm out of here. And if you get enough people that stand up for it, eventually it will get better, if you voice your opinion, and it's not about being rude. It's about basically the people that are rude. We just need to weed them out. And the sad part is the internet, you can't really see who that person is. You don't know anything about them. You don't know if they even ride a motorcycle or not, but because the thing is you have the internet at your fingertips. You can fake anything on the internet. You can be a superstar. You can be a motocross racer. And you don't have to know anything about motorcycles to use Google. and Google's going to make you the smartest motorcycle guy on the planet. So with that being said, social media, fake book, Instacrap, all that stuff, you know, I don't do a whole lot with that stuff. You know, I do try to publish it because I do have some people that are out there that are super awesome and super cool, and I appreciate it. And I think that Facebook and I'm just having fun. I think Facebook and Instagram and Reddit and all that stuff, I really do think it's good. I just think that it's misused. And I think we can make it better. I think we can make a lot of things better. But the problem is if we don't all come together to make this happen, it's never going to happen. And if we don't start treating other riders and stuff, I mean, we're going to be alienated in all these different things. And you're never going to really be part of something. And being part of a motorcycle, like, circle of riders and cool guys and stuff like that, how cool is that? Because I'll tell you what, the guys that are on the 690 ADV that are part of it, that are subscribers and get on and do all that type of stuff, you know, maybe one day we can all get together, we can have a powwow, drink a beer, and just chill out and just exchange stories. That would be amazing. Anyway, that being said, man, social media, it's kind of, yeah, it's misused, and I'm not a real big fan of a lot of the way that it's handled and stuff, but it has its place, and I think it does work to a point. But what do you think? Tell me, put it down in the description if you're listening to it on YouTube, or if you're watching on YouTube, and or even on iTunes or Spreaker or any other platform, you know, that you can put a comment or anything like that. Put it down there and let me know. And you know, maybe once in a while, let me know if I'm doing an okay job or not. I would totally appreciate it. And if you have any topics or anything like that you would like to maybe know or whatever, I'm thinking about having 690 ADV story time and talk about some of my crazy things that have happened over all the years in you know, on my adventures and trips with all my buddies and stuff. You know, some of the shenanigans that go on. So, but anyway, like I said, I appreciate you guys. You guys have a fantastic day. I'm Joe, Radio 690 ADV. You guys have a fantastic day. And if you see somebody, call them out. Trust me, eventually we will win. You guys have a great day. 690 out.